Hey yo, what's good? It's Bodega Bams, and we listen to SpeakerBox X with V-Riv on 99.1 FM Downtown Radio.
You're listening to KTDT Tucson. We're 99.1 FM, downtown radio, the antidote to corporate radio. You're now tuning into SpeakerBox X, Subterranean Hip Hop in Effect, with your host, V-Riv. And we have a very special guest in the house. He goes by Miggy or Miguel, and he's part of EP Culture Beat. And I can't wait to chop it up with him. And let's go ahead and let EP Culture Beats introduce themselves, because I've always believed that no one can introduce themselves better than themselves.
Hi. Hi, how's it going? This is Miguel or Miggy from EP Culture Beat. And it's so cool to be on your show. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. So how's the weather in El Paso?
It got really cold all of a sudden, like super cold. It went from like 80-degree days to like it's suddenly 40. So so it
Whoa.
gets like that. It gets real cold.
Okay.
So
All right, sounds good. I mean,
it's good. We're all right. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I mean, the weather here, it fluctuates. It doesn't stay cold for the same. It fluctuates, so it doesn't stay the same temperature forever, especially during the daytime. And so, pretty much, like I said earlier, you pretty much have to strip down. Take off layers of clothing when you have to go to work super
Yeah.
early. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's uncomfortable and it sucks, because then you have to, and then when it gets dark, you have to go back and put all these layers back on. So, but yeah, it's just the weather's good. I guess I'm used to it. I'm a Arizona rat, so I mean, I've been able to endure these weird winter
Nice.
weather, things that happen here in
Nice.
Tucson. Yeah, so let's go ahead and start. So EP Culture Beat, how did that get started, and what year was it that it came about?
Well, it got started around when I graduated college. So around 2009-ish, 2010, um, me and a bunch of friends had an idea to create a local outlet for photographers and writers and artists. Just pretty much an outlet for the people. And so we launched a website in 2009-ish. And we started rolling from there. And we covered a lot of festivals in Austin, Texas, and Marfa. We try to like cover our whole area pretty much. And we covered a lot of things, a lot of local people, a lot of people who are coming through town. But really the point has always been for it to be a people's outlet.
Okay, cool. So, so basically, the people in El Paso, Texas, they're like if they're photographers, if they're indie artists, if they're in the artistic industry, right? They
Mhm.
have a place to go to and get that exposed,
Exposure.
correct?
Yeah.
Exposure. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet. So how'd you come up with the name EP Culture Beat? What brought that on?
Well, that's cool that you asked that. 'Cause I don't think I've ever told that story. So,
All right.
um, it really came from what I learned in college at UTEP. I had a lot of good journalism professors, and I remember the way that you would classify a certain thing you were covering. It'd be called a beat. And so that always stuck with me. Beat, 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 and like I really like rock music, you know. So that just always stuck with me. Beat, and it never left my head. So when it came time to come up with a name, like I knew that I wanted it to include El Paso somehow, and I knew I wanted that beat in there. I just wanted that beat in there, and
Yeah.
so eventually just came up with EP Culture Beat, El
Okay, cool.
Paso Culture Beat.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay, cool. Because EP, you think of like, oh, there's an album version, and you got the EP version.
Yeah.
So cool. You got I didn't even think of
Mhm.
that. I was thinking like the EP, you got El Paso in there, Culture Beat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. And
That's cool.
how did
That's cool that you say that though, because that's kind of like the connotations that we wanted the name to have. We wanted the name to have the connotations of music, because you know a lot of art does boil down to it being a type of music or a type of rhythm. If you're a painter, you get into a certain rhythm and you make a certain amount of paintings. And if you're a beat maker, you get into a rhythm and you make a certain amount of tracks. So that's cool that you suss that out, that the connotations of music in the name. It's pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So throughout the years, like who have you interviewed? Like who were some artists that you've interviewed
Oh man.
that stood out? That stood out
uh
like a thorn. I don't know that really like stood out.
Definitely when I covered Fun Fest in Austin. Fun Fest. It was three funs. Um
Fun, fun, fun.
th-
Triple fun.
there was a triple the fun. It was a really great festival.
Cool,
But
cool.
I got to interview a lot of artists during that festival. So not really like, I'm not gonna call out certain names, but I'm certainly gonna say that that festival um really gave me my not my start, but like a push into being an actual music journalist, because I got to talk to
Mm.
all sorts of artists, all sorts of people. Um, really easy access. So fun fest, for sure. That festival is cool, but as for like a specific interview that I've done, and in the years that I've done EP Culture Beat, I don't know. There's been so many. It's a hard question.
Uh-oh.
Can I get back to you on
Yeah, for sure.
that?
Okay, well, speaking of
Yeah.
festivals, what festivals do you guys have in El Paso or in Texas in general?
Well, El Paso has the Neon Desert Music Festival. That one's been going on since like 2011. El Paso has had other music festivals like the Sun City Music Fest. I think that was a electronic music festival. That one kind of went by the wayside or put on hold. Um, as for festivals in the area, well, I mean, Austin is a big place for festivals. I mean, of course, there's South by Southwest. Um, there's the Austin City Limits Music Festival that we covered multiple years back in the day. But now since we're a podcast, we try to stick to local or to our area. So we've stuck to this area, which is the Neon Desert, and we try to which this past year we try to branch out, or 2019, not this year, right? But in 2019 we tried to branch out even farther, and we covered a festival in Tucson, the Hoko Fest.
Oh,
So
yes, the Hoko Fest.
so I mean, there's festivals and there's events in all areas of the Southwest, and really the point is, or the key is to find them, because they're there.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Mhm.
We're gonna go and take a musical break.
you really down with a brother, show a little love. Be wise. If you haven't asked why, what's wrong, shut it up. I've been going through some things on a repeat, trying to stay focused so I don't receive a defeat. I'm trying to find the rhythm, the bit on the break, but my mind's in pieces and ain't easy to make. When I create, it's a high stake. That's why I'm patient when the weight hits like megatons and high rate. That's when the darkness take controls and show my fate. A pace and push through the road that I lay waste. Left some with a sour taste, cause the decision was discontinue the vision, but not the case. When my mind state can complicate on any given day, and it doesn't help when your true intentions are sharing the visions. Left some feelings erased. Another case of that double waste. Yet I gotta keep the pace amongst the fakes. As real intent is heavenly spin on making progress. I digress, it's adios as I wish him the best. Could see the press without the press. What's left? More added to the mountains and lemons. I need to stress. If you really down with a brother, show a little love. Be wise. If you haven't asked why, what's wrong, shut it up. I've been going through some things on a repeat, trying to stay focused so I don't receive a defeat. Trying to stay focused so I don't receive a defeat.
You're listening to 99.1 FM, Downtown Radio, the antidote to corporate radio. You're now tuning into SpeakerBox X, subterraneous hip hop in effect, with your host V-Riv. And we're here with EP Culture Beat, Miguel, and we just talked about the festivals. He was actually here for the Hoko Fest that happened in Tucson. And we're just talking about festivals. We're going to go ahead and dive into EP Culture Beat. So EP Culture Beat, when you first started it, did you envision it to grow as much as it has, or how did you envision EP Culture Beat to evolve?
To be honest, I never envisioned it to grow into a podcast. I'd like to go back to do a website and do write-ups again, but I think right now where the action is podcasts. And but I envisioned it back in the day as for it being an outlet. It's still an outlet. We still interview people from all over the area. I mean, the vision had always been to support. Everybody says support local, but the vision has always been to, support that one artist that, people seem to be sleeping on, and just give them love, and, to put it more simply, give them a chance. A lot of artists out there, they need a chance and they're just not giving it because they don't have the right connections, or they don't know the right people, or they don't know how to talk to people. And, it's not that person's fault, right? So that's what EP Culture Beat is here to do. We're here to just show love to artists that, are putting, genuine effort into what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. How did the design for EP Culture Beat come about?
What do you mean by design?
The design you guys have, how you have shirts, you have merchandise. So how did that design come about?
Oh, the logo. You're talking about the new logo.
The logo.
That's a pretty recent. It's a new logo, and we had a local design firm here called B Hexa Branding, and they designed it for us. They're really, really good. Because we're always striving for minimalism, and that's the only direction I gave the person. Knocked it out of the park, and that's all I can really say about the logo. It was made by B Hexa Branding, and it's all about minimalism.
Nice. Okay, cool. So do you guys have a criteria on who you interview? Is there a criteria or no?
Oh man, that's an interesting, good question, because that's something that we've been discussing in team meetings recently. Because a lot of people, how can I say it? A lot of people feel like they could reach out and they have confidence, but sometimes, let's say, if you're like a hip hop person or if you're like a rock person, right? Doesn't matter what genre.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're gonna reach out, you better be sure to have at least 2 songs or at least 1 song. At least have some material.
Yeah.
That's really the only criteria that we have is we need to see that there's something that you're currently releasing. Yeah. And if you're we need to see if you're active. if you're really really active,
Yeah.
then we're gonna have you on.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
I like your shirt, Desert People. So, what's the sound of the
Oh,
desert?
that's a local. Well, this is a local clothing brand, Desert People.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you could look them up, and they're really really cool. Nice designs, simple.
Sweet. So does El Paso have a certain sound? Do you guys like it is your in your scene in El Paso, is there a certain sound that you know is definitely El Paso sound? Have you guys nailed that down?
Oh man, I would say it's like a good soup, a good caldo, because here in El Paso, things like metal has never gone out. Metal has never gone the same. Indie
Okay.
rock has been around. Hip hop has never gone away. So it's
Yeah.
really all these elements, and really it's a matter of people just trying to lift each other up.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good one. So are you guys in the future? Because I feel like you guys could be a zine. I mean, are you planning on having like a zine in the future? Is that or
That's man, you got all the good questions.
I'm
Because
sorry.
we've been kicking around that idea, uh, because for a while, we kind of prided ourselves on saying, well, we're just all electronic at the moment. We're not making any kind of paper waste, right? But we have been kicking around the idea of making a zine, maybe like a small little 10-page thing. We really want to make it as real as possible, and yeah, I mean that's something we definitely want to do. Like we've been just electronic for a while, but there's a lot of good artists and there's a lot of good writers out there, a lot of good graphic designers in the city that I think a good zine is possible. But the way I'm thinking about it is like to keep it as simple as possible. So like I'd want to Xerox it or something. you know, you
No, yeah,
know?
it's a lot of work. For sure, it's a lot of work. No joke.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and take a musical break. We'll be right back with you.
Watching the world burn, standing at the station, waiting for orders, push for quick pacing. If you rush the pop off, impact drop off. Waiting is now it's next transport for takeoff. Entry bar to the garden of the blind. She is the serpent, the apple in the eye. You want to cash in on a celestial bet. Very close, but you haven't hit the pot yet. Well, yeah, she put thorns, I mean the horns. Mind sharp and hot, mock speed, train of thought. She likes to twist a lot, appease her with sweetness, or she'll tear this place up. Now the pressure's on, cause your number's up. Prepare to dive into the wildest and experience. So much outrage, they think it looks the same. Absolutely nothing stays the same but change, you dig? Undergird economies, she got her ways, then other. She stirred a potion in the bitumen, invest big square back engineering her elixir. Peace and ushers. But you can't enter without the mother. Addicted to the slaughter, there's another way to get your blood. Motorcyclist phasing to completion. Fearing privilege and unholy matrimony. Closed circuits, ego mistress of the ceremonies. A balance trying to make itself relevant. Flick up the bridge, slipping the trick, throw a China at the elephant. Irreverence, testing all intent. When she open up the floodgates, either sink or swim.
You're listening to 99.1 FM Downtown Radio, the Antidotes Corporate Radio. You're now tuning into SpeakerBox X, subterranean hip-hop in effect with your host V-Riv. And we have Miggy from EP Culture Beat, and he's telling us all about it. So we're just diving into the mind of EP Culture Beat. So do you do this alone, or do you have a team? Like how big is your team?
Yeah, we do have a team. It's me. I'm pretty much the director, editor, idea person. But the rest of the people on the team are also idea people. It's not just my ideas. So it's me, my buddy Raul, El Sucio Chacon, and my buddy Gabriel Gamble Music Mendades. My other buddy Israel El Izzy. Everybody has little nicknames. And my sister of course, my sister. She's currently right now based in Austin, but my sister has helped me a lot. Who else has helped me a lot? My partner in crime, my lady Crystal, has helped me a lot. So it's definitely and I'm pretty sure there's some people that I'm not naming.
Yeah.
It's definitely been a group effort. It's always been a team effort. And when it seems it's just 2 or 3 people, it's still it'd suck if it was just me,
Yeah, it's a lot of work. For sure. Yeah,
it could go crazy. But thankfully, I have a group of people that are down to help and contribute, and to conduct interviews and to follow up on leads and stuff like that. And I'm really grateful for that.
No, that's amazing. That's good. That's good. So diving into the people that help you out and whatnot, what's been the struggles you've gone through trying to get EP Culture Beat out there? What's something that you have struggled in the past or are struggling with in terms of promoting EP Culture Beat? Or is there any struggle? I don't know.
Well, yeah, there is a struggle. I think the main struggle at the moment, especially for a lot of online entities, is the struggle of the algorithm, because it really depends on if people share your stuff, if people like it. That sharing button is so important.
Right.
on Facebook and Instagram. That retweet button is so important for online entities, because a lot of times that's the only way that you're gonna get seen. Some people do not have a budget to throw in $50, $100 into the whatever ads algorithm. But then it's are you actually getting views, or are you getting bot views?
Exactly. I didn't even know about the bot stuff until recently. I started I got curious because I was like, you know what? I used to have a lot more views. Like, what's going on here? It's starting to drop. And then I found out about bots. So it took me a minute to find out about bots. I didn't know they existed. And then I found out how damaging they are to like anybody that, and I can't believe there's bots. Why would people do that? Why would you go and, have these bots, send bots out there to, you know what I mean? To just cause havoc. Like, isn't there enough havoc in the world? Like, isn't there enough? You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
Well,
like,
I mean, the thing with online advertising is that you really can't tell if it was actual people. You really cannot tell. It doesn't match the likes and shares you get, right? Quote
yeah.
unquote, don't match the amount of plays a lot of the time. And so that's why I kind of took a step back and kind of what do you call it, push the brakes on throwing money into that algorithm, because it's better if you just try and make your content unique enough. If you make it unique enough, if you make it cool enough, it's gonna get seen and it's gonna get shared.
Yeah.
At the very least, it's gonna get seen and you'll stick in their head somehow. So like that's what we're
Yeah.
trying to do right now is we're just trying to make our content unique and cool enough. We just want to be the cool person in the crowd, but we
Yeah.
want to we're inviting, we want to say hi to
You're
you.
welcoming for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, there's people out there, that they say, oh, follow me, and you'll follow them, and then they unfollow you, and it's like, why are you, you know what I mean? Like, the whole point is that we follow each other. Like, why would you do that? And how would you think I wouldn't know in this day and age? You know what I mean? Like, with all these different apps and, you know what I mean? Just stuff that you can have at the palm of your hand. But yeah, it's crazy that we have to also not only our algorithms, because I know Instagram and Facebook's always changing algorithms, but now we also have bots out there. So it's crazy how much you have to jump through and, figure things out and whatnot. But going back to, go for it.
Well, the last thing I was going to say, for people that are listening out there that know people that have podcasts or that have friends that have podcasts or online things, the best thing you can do is just share it, man.
Yeah.
Share it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just push that button. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, but for
Yeah.
sure, who are the recent, going back to the music that you guys promote and share, who are the recent artists that were featured on your show?
I like that question because for the end of the year, we're trying to feature more local area music. And so recently we featured Rival Ruckus ABF. They're a local group from here. They're like a super group, and they feature a bunch of local musicians plus A Billy Free, who
Yes.
you've had on your show before, I
Yes.
believe.
Correct. Yeah.
We featured another local guy, Melt Citizen. He's like a rock and roll type sound. Really, really cool rock. What else did we feature? We featured Ralph the Ruckus and his producer Rancor Kills. Recently released a new EP, and that's really catchy, like hip hop. The more that they do it, the more catchier they get. That's pretty cool.
That's dope. Yeah.
And local punk, Lefty and the Cronies. Really cool dude. It's just one guy with his bass. But yeah, look up Lefty and the Cronies. And a Las Cruces guy. This guy's from Las Cruces. His name is Tech Koi. And he does like cool sad jams. I don't know, like really like electronic, hip hop, lo-fi.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Lo-fi.
Really chill.
Oh, dope.
We made an actual effort, a concerted effort to feature more local people or more local musicians before the year ended.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna go ahead and take a musical break.
Dusty items, mic check, got my license. Right spit battle for the nicest, trying to get hired. Mopping glow flows from the janitor. Plug it in your auxiliary, please, passenger. Savage first, then rush apologies. Had to hog it all, y'all pause on that snooze fest. First dibs on sick vintage. Elephant never forgets to get lifted. Freeze frame of lunch to sloop. Now watch out who coming through. Stormtroopers, ours lost rushing you. Lucky you to purchase a rare find. Finalized rhyme blowing up like a dynamite. Shotgun ice, it's the curious kid. Working at boarding cassettes, I'm still learning this. No credit goes toward return purchases. Matter of fact, good luck finding where the merchant is. Smoke bomb and it's goodbye, gentlemen. Wish I had a monkey paw just to get this all resolved. All in all, appreciate the venture. Marvel at the acquisition picture just to send ya. Raw footage without a tint touch up. $7 vinyl just enough to put your ones up. A man of fine taste up in yard sales, prices change. Low ballin' trying to find my price range. A nice phase, classic antiquing. Roadshow dialect, you know how the prices get. Some like it fresh, give me mine's old and dirty the way today's kids like it. Money's on the tight end, I might spend, all depends what it is. Talk shop environment. Inquire before acquiring. One man's, you know, the world's a recycling bin. Upright citizen, yard sale denizen, half relevant. You can go and tell your friends. We in search of that musty sound. Put it in a twist, rock a bow with it, don't get it twisted. A lifelong mission for the priceless, timeless. Hard off the household appliance. Mic check, primitive gifts, but you know I'm much obliged, kid. To give you what you missed. Dank with a Frank style, clanking down loops, kid. Still dusting on blueprints. Ton of wax stack, just imagine how the shoe fits. Skipping on the lazy Susan. Once again messing with amazing loopage. Chorus Delta brand new core smell. In the form of raw sounds brought by the yard sale.
You're listening to 99.1 FM Downtown Radio, the antidote to corporate radio. You're now tuning into SpeakerBox X, Subterranean Hip Hop in Effect with your host V-Riv. We have Miguel, Miggy in the studio, and he's from EP Culture Beat, and we've been chopping it up. We're going to keep on diving into the mind of EP Culture Beat, and we have a very special announcement to make. So SpeakerBox X and EP Culture Beat are going to be collaborating to bring you the Song of the Week. So now you know.
Yeah.
Yes, so we are collaborating. He's going to bring forth the artist from El Paso, and I'm going to go ahead and air it. It's going to be hip hop, of course, because hip hop is what this Speaker Box is all about promoting. So we're definitely going to bring out the hip hop culture from El Paso to Tucson, yo. Super excited.
And not just from El Paso, but like from New Mexico, from our sister city, Las Cruces,
sure.
and hopefully from like the whole little area itself. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Texas.
We are excited.
Yeah, the whole Southwest. Why not?
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll cover that. So yeah, I'm really excited. We're gonna start doing that next week. So expect that. So SpeakerBox X and EP Culture Beat are joining forces to bring you that special Song of the Week, where we introduce a brand new artist that's just dropping hard beats.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, for sure. So we're almost at the tail end of the interview. So what are your future plans for EP Culture Beat? Where do you see EP Culture Beat in a couple of years?
For future plans, we actually hope to branch out and maybe interview, I guess, bigger artists. But that's not really the focus. We want to really grow our YouTube presence, or at least our video presence. There's this idea I've been kicking around where we just record a band recording, playing at least 2 songs, and that's it. That's all you get. No interview, just the band jamming. So we definitely want to do more video. We want to, we really want to keep looking for, that artist that is being overlooked. We really want to keep following up on our mission because, that's the scary part sometimes, is that some stuff could never see the light of day, and we see our role as community archivists, and we just want to talk to you. We just want to talk to different people.
Yeah, for sure. Sweet. So, words of wisdom. What are your words of wisdom for anybody that's wanting to do what you do? What are your words of wisdom?
Wow, that's a good question. You have great questions
Thank you.
because
Appreciate it.
so far, all your questions have been stuff that I've been thinking about lately. And I actually made a note recently of podcast rules. I don't know if you guys can see the screen,
Kind of, not really. Yeah, there. Yeah, I barely see it. Yeah.
but I made a note recently called podcast rules, because I feel that it's about time to I guess write down the method that we're using. So I guess I'll read off the first two that I have here. Um, the first one that I have here is to spare the audience, cut the chatter, get to the meat or cream filling of of your interview, which is the informative part of your interview. So
Yeah.
spare the audience. Cut the
Yeah.
chatter. The second thing I have is sometimes the less they know, the better. Especially like with a musician or an artist. Sometimes a little bit of mystery is good. If you feel like you missed out on asking a certain question, it's all good because you're still maintaining a sense of mystery for the artist. And sometimes that's a component that almost every artist needs, is like you don't know the full story. That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, that's also on the 48 Laws of Power, by the way. Be a mystery.
Cool.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
yeah, it's an audiobook. You can listen to it or read it. I listened to it, but it's a really dope book by, I think his name is Robert Greene, if I'm not mistaken. But it's called The 48 Laws of Power, and I love rehearing that because it's like a self-improvement audio book, that pretty much tells you that gives you methods and ideas, and they relate to history too, which I love. So they talk about history in it too.
Cool.
They relate the idea to a historical event, which is like dope. You know what I mean? Because I love that. I love history, and I love knowledge, like gems that they drop, and so yeah, they said that don't ever give it all away.
Cool.
Like always maintain that mystique. So I love that you just said that. Like maintain that mystique. It's beautiful. It's needed. Keep things fresh and new.
It is.
All right, so we're at the tail end. It's been awesome interviewing you, Miguel. I can't wait. We're gonna be doing a lot of work together, so I'm excited about the future. But yeah, do you have any? Is there any way that the listener can help you out, support you? What would be the best way to support you?
The best way to support us at the moment is find us on Instagram. It's EP Culture Beat. Really easy to find. You can find us on Facebook, but we're not as active on Facebook. Once you find us on Instagram, then listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. That's what we say. Wherever you find your podcasts, you'll find us there.
Yeah, for sure. Do you do the Patreon thing or not? Do you do the?
Not
one more
yet.
question. Okay.
I was gonna say thank you for having me on.
Yes, for sure, man. It's been an honor. Like I love, I love helping those that help communities. I think we need more community-based grassroots organizations. I think we're lacking big time. I don't like the fact that we have a lot of corporate rule. I feel like what, it's time to let those hands like slowly, move away. So I love that. So I'm all about community. Yeah.
People are definitely looking for a more authentic entertainment at the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
And what you're doing is definitely part of that. That's cool. It's cool what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and thank you for being on SpeakerBox X. All right. So I'll talk to you later. All right, talk to you later. Have a great night. And yeah, and be safe. By the way, I don't know how El Paso's doing with quarantine. I hope you guys are staying safe. It's I know weird times right now, for sure.
It is weird times, but we're good. And thank you.
That's good. It's good to know. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later, man. Have a good one. All right. Bye. Peace.
Later. Bye.